used to have the most dangerous job in DC. I used to be a pizza delivery guy. They would rob me every night, man. I come up to the apartment, here's your pizza. And the guy would say, great, put it on the table. Thank those for coming in. That's a joke and a quote from the great Dave Chappelle. That's who's on the banner. And that was one of the jokes he said on the Def Comedy Jam, as I always have on the banner. And our thumbnail, the Def Comedy Jam setting of the audience looking on to the comedian. And as we know, many comedians came from Def Comedy Jam, and some blossomed and stayed honest and connected to themselves. And some lost themselves, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to stay with the positive and the funny. And thank those that's been riding along, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, one, salute you and thank you, as well as Lord Lamont. And he and I were supposed to do a comedy heavy hitters, but I never heard from him. So he knew what time he's supposed to be over here. But first, may that great divine be in his life. Hope everything's good. I got to text him and make sure he's all right. But I didn't hear from him. So we were supposed to do this together. And but it's all good. And yeah, but I'm sure he'll get in touch with me, and because he's a funny guy. We come from a family of comedians, that's the brothers and the sisters in the family. So, I got a comedic bone. So thank those for coming in to another EBX discussion. And it's wonderful. So just going to speak on some comedy. I got some names and some salutes. And rest in peace and in power to John Witherspoon, because that was going to be the tribute that we were going to do. It was going to be, I got another banner I made that got John Witherspoon on the front of it and the thumbnail. But we all know he was very funny, And every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, eating up all the food, all the chicken, all the collard greens, all the pig feet. I love pig feet. That's a quote in the movie we'll never forget. Now, when I came home from work last night, didn't I tell you to take out the trash? I fell asleep. I wish you were sleeping right now. I would hit you with a left hook and make you wake up and take out that damn trash. So rest in peace and empire to John Witherspoon. And it was funny off the mic. And he was just real with himself. He was true, and I think he left this planet way too soon. But as I always say, the body may lay to rest, but the spirit live on. We live, we think of, that has left us that did, they didn't do anything like murder anyone or anything like that. But just someone that was fun, loving, and that's no longer with us. We keep their spirit alive. And we know John Witherspoon was very hilarious. So we're going to jump right into it. And, my generals and spell breakers, gotta get our laugh on, or get your laugh on, every so often, as much as we can. Because as me and Lord Lamont said, laughing can be the best medicine. Natural humor and spell breakers. Laughing is great. It's man, just gotta laugh sometimes. And I do got a couple skits that I'm gonna play that I did. Well, yeah, actually I did myself. Impressions I did myself, because I do have a silly side, if those don't know. And I always say, it's okay to be focused, because we got to be focused in this life, without a doubt. But don't forget to have fun, folks. You hear me bring that up every now and then. And I also got a conversation. And again, salute to one's family, my family. I got some funny people in my family, real talk. And one of the funny people is my Uncle Terry. And I actually got a conversation that I'm going to play during the course of this podcast. And got some names I'm going to mention. And just going to speak on some comedy and how wonderful it is. Actually got a couple of jokes that I'm going to read. Might not be the funniest jokes, but it's a good icebreaker for one. Got to have a sense of humor. Don't let ourselves become too deep, So that I do watch a lot of comedy, as I say. We focus on the important things of the world, but every so often swing it on back around to comedy. And this is episode 6 of Comedy Heavy Hitters. And y'all know how I do it. Same thing I do with the hip hop heavy hitters. I always have different artists, and whether male or female, it's mostly brothers. Let me see. But salute to the sisters who are comedians too. I didn't really research any, but I have in the past. So And this is for sisters too, because we got some funny sisters and just females in general that are hilarious. I listen to them too. So, and I draw energy from all kinds of comedy, whether it's a little raw or it could be a little Christian, because a brother named Marcus D. Wiley, salute, who was a good friend of Ali Sadiq, which you hear me and Lord Lamont talk about all the time. He's Christian and he is very funny. I love his comedy and very intelligent, very smart brother. So salute to him. And again, salute to any female comedians, because a lot of them came out of Def Comedy Jam too, and sisters who are funny. I just didn't research any names, but I didn't leave you out, because I love it when a sister can be funny. It's wonderful. Like my son's mom, she can be funny. She try to act so tough, but she really can be funny and goofy sometimes. It's just, we know how life can be. Life can beat us down sometimes. So that's why we do stay vigilant when it's time to take care of business, but swing it on back around to comedy. And that's one of the things I do respect about T.I. He's not afraid, even though all the adversity and people think, why he shouldn't do this. I respect that about T.I. I don't know much about the brother or his personal life, but he persevered through that comedy thing. And it was a therapy thing. I mean, what do we want, folks? We want a person to be angry and beefing all the time? I mean, come on, So that's we all got to have an outlet out of this, especially if you're, in his position where he's known by everybody. You have to have an outlet. You'll go crazy. Pac said that. He said, like Pac said in the interview, rest in peace and in power. He grinning and smiling, but at some point he gonna go crazy. He was telling people, he was like, this ain't my real life. He was trying to tell people that the things he rap about wasn't his real life. He was telling people that, so. But we can't really judge we can assess Tupac. We really can't judge it unless we were in his position. We can speculate and talk about Tupac's life all day long. Only those who are close to him and really knew him, or those who were him, would really understand, his life. So, but I just wanted to touch on that because I appreciate T.I. for persevering through that comedy, because he can be funny and everybody has I'm sure every comedian's probably been booed at least once. That's what shapes a comedian. Even Dave Chappelle's have talked. Dave Chappelle, salute. Who's our inspiration today? And you probably could see him better on the thumbnail, but that's him again in his younger days. He was funny, and I'm sure if anybody remember when he first started right here on Def Comedy Jam on the banner, he was funny right off, and that's when Martin was the host. And I'm gonna get to another brother that hosted. It was a few brothers that hosted Def Comedy Jam. No. I think it was Bill Bellamy hosted at one time. Joe Torre, he hosted, which is funny. I think Joe Torre is funny. And he's kind of one of those underrated comedians. He can be funny. But I got some other names. But this particular Def Comedy Jam segment on the banner here, that's when Martin was hosting it. And that's when Chappelle was at the beginning. And he was, and pretty much the same things he talked now. He just got a little bit more aggressive over the years. But he talked about a little bit of that gay stuff in this setting here on the banner. He was very funny. And I love the pizza delivery joke he told. That's what I was telling at the beginning. He was talking about how dangerous that he had to get a gun because he would get robbed every week. He go deliver a pizza in the ghetto in D.C. Because as we know, D.C. as many other cities, but D.C. went to we went through that crack era. As many other cities, it wasn't just D.C., but I don't know. It's like D.C. got hit the hardest, because that's where Martin was. I think Martin was from D.C. I don't know how many others, but I know Dave Chappelle. I think he was from D.C., but if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, because he said he used to deliver pizzas. But that's what that was at the beginning, that little joke. So I'm sure we all remember this moment on the banner when Dave Chappelle was at the beginning of his wonderful journey. He just had no idea what was ahead. He knew what he wanted in life, because he said that he knew he always wanted to do comedy, but I'm sure he didn't, anticipate other things that came along. I'm pretty sure he had an idea, but he didn't know to the extent it was going to come to, but salute to the comedians who are true to themselves and not relying on some damn machine, or breaking out of that cycle that machine can put comedians in. But we're going to stay away from the deep stuff, because we're going to focus on being funny, natural humor, and spell breakers. Laughing is so great. And every so often, brothers and sisters, get our laugh on, or get your laugh on. And again, rest in peace and in power, John Witherspoon, who will be missed but never forgotten. Real talk. So, of course, I'm always gonna have a hip hop break, but I want to play a discussion of my uncle Terry, who can be very, very funny. And I said, no matter how mad I am, Uncle Terry could always make me laugh. So I'm gonna play a little segment from Uncle Terry, a discussion we had on a video I made called "Let Nothing Take Our Joy," and it has Michael Jackson on the banner and or thumbnail, and on the banner it has Inner Warrior. And I'm gonna put that in the end screen. I'm gonna put that in the end screen, and I'm gonna put another Def Comedy Jam episode in the end screen. I'll put episode 5. All right. So I'm gonna play this conversation from my uncle, and yeah, and I got a couple, maybe one more segment, and I'll read a couple of names that I wanted to mention before we get to the hip hop break. But first, let's play this conversation from my Uncle Terry, who can be very, very funny. So be back after this conversation, folks. Here we go. Well, my uncle, I said I was gonna start doing this.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Unc? I got you on the mic. I'm in the middle of a podcast, so you on the mic.
Oh, okay.
Yep, huh?
I was calling. I had seen. I was watching on Facebook or whatever. I saw that George Will was giving away free food, wasn't it?
Free burgers, yep.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I seen yours on that your store too.
Yeah, they didn't show. Did they show us in the kitchen?
They didn't show the kitchen. They showed somebody else's restaurant, but they showed y'all's on the outside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they had the camera crew all in the kitchen and everything.
I saw them. I said, "This Eric's store."
Yeah. Did you see me on the news when they interviewed me? Did you see that?
I just saw what they said on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about way before the free burger thing. I was on the news. They interviewed me. This was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I couldn't see that. We on cable.
Oh, dang. And it's on Fox 6? That's a cable channel?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Well, yeah. Well, it's on YouTube. Because Aaron, matter of fact, I'll send it to you. Aaron sent it to me.
Okay, good.
Yep, I'll send it to you. How you and Mama doing?
We doing okay.
That's good. That's good. And we are supposed to come out and see y'all. Let me see. I'm trying to think where we can do it. I'm going to try to do it Saturday.
Yeah. Well, you call me.
Huh?
Just call me. Let me know you know.
Yeah.
If you coming out here.
Yeah. See, because we're going to go. I told Nika I want her and me, all the kids, want all us to go to the lake. You know, get out the house.
You know,
we're going to try to go. Because I ain't been. I need to get out there and see y'all. So, you know. So.
You gonna try your vein out? Think your vein still messed up?
Yeah, it need to be fixed, but I just, I can regulate it. I'll be all right. I just make sure, making sure my van nice and cooled off before I go out. I mean, I can still drive it. I just, So,
yeah.
And it ain't been that hot lately. So.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. It is what it is.
There's nothing I want to ask you.
Yeah.
When it was raining and all that flood, it wasn't in your path to go to work?
I was off.
Oh, boy, that's good.
Yeah, because that was the weekend. That was a Friday and Saturday.
Well, that was good, then. That's right on plan.
Yeah, but it got the leaking in here, though. They got the leaking.
In the basement?
No, up here in my house.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but Brian already knew that, though. He already knew. He just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, he said he already knew. But it rained so, because it don't normally really, it never really leak. You can look at the roof and tell it need to be fixed, but it rained so hard that night, it don't matter. Everybody's roof leaked.
Yeah,
a lot of people roof leak. Yeah, so even if the roof was decent, it probably, if it was any cracks anywhere, because it rained that it rained that hard.
Yeah, because man, it was floods in that park.
Yeah, so.
Man.
Because it was, yep. I said it was partially the roof, it was partially Mother Nature. Yeah.
It would have been another, was that Noah?
Yeah.
It was raining, it would like be another Noah.
Yeah. Yep. Aaron said he had a dream about a flood, and then a couple weeks later we had all that rain.
Well, that's his fault.
Yeah, I texted him and told him that. I said, Aaron, remember you dreamed about that? He said, oh, yeah. Yeah, because we still do our little podcast thing.
I'm on the podcast now, so he already gonna know it's his fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And you said tell him you was joking? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm just joking.
Oh, he know. I'm sure he'll get a good laugh out of it. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm gonna call Mama sometime and get her on here. Because me and Aaron, I want to wait till me and Aaron here together, and then we gonna call around. Yep. We gonna call some people. Yep.
So because their mama trying to make a broadcast here.
Yeah. Yep. I can kind of get her voice on my channel for a little bit, kind of get her name out there, get her out there a little bit. Yeah. We just trying to set up a time where we can do it. So because I want to do it on an off day where I ain't got to rush and all that. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yep. So I ain't forgot no Mama. I ain't talked to Mama. I ain't forgot about her. I'm working. Me and Aaron working on some stuff. We got some stuff in the works.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah. Yep. But I'm glad you called.
Yeah, I thought that's all the people said. That's Eric stuff. I went to the.
I was the one cooking all them damn burgers.
Huh?
I was the one cooking all them damn burgers.
Oh yeah, I was out there cooking a burger.
Yeah, they said I did a good job. They said y'all did an excellent job. Y'all did great. Yeah, so yeah, we was moving, boy. Man, we moved that line so quick.
How many do you get for free?
One.
What?
Yep.
You get around with one burger.
One burger.
But they probably buying other stuff too, so.
No, because once they stopped the restaurant, that'd been too much.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
He was on because it was way too many people. No, they wasn't able to do that.
People coming in for one burger.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's over with now, though. I hope the Brewers don't win no more.
Was it big burger?
Huh?
Was it big burger?
Nah, burgers ain't that big. Burgers damn near small as a sausage. Nah, let me shut up. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, they ain't that big. They good, but they real beef though. It's It's like I say about 90% beef. It's real beef. I will say that. Huh?
They get the works on it.
Yeah, and what just the usual. Ketchup, mustard, onions, and pickles.
No bacon.
Hell no. That's too damn much. They lucky to get that. They lucky we can just slap a burger on the bun and say here.
Like cheese.
Yeah, they got cheese.
Oh, okay.
No, wait a minute. Nope. They didn't get no cheese. Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope. That'd have been too much for us to do.
I just want to know people what they say. What they like? Come on, just a burger.
No, them purple people didn't care. As long as they got a free burger, they didn't care.
Yeah. Man, burger like that, baby, get mad, tear the place up.
like that chicken thing they went through with them chicken sandwiches.
People fight over that little sandwich.
Yep, gone in 3 bites.
Yeah, what I said. What they Popeye chicken must be something.
Yeah. Yep, I'm glad you calling. You called.
Yeah.
Get back to my teaching.
Tell your people that watch you that what's up.
Oh yeah. This is my Uncle Terry, y'all. This is my Uncle Terry. I've been telling people I'm gonna start calling around. So you the first one that I didn't talk to so far, other than Stacy. I had Stacy on here, but it was pre-recorded because I had childhood friend of mine passed away. So my friend Stacy called. A childhood friend of mine passed away.
Do I know him?
Yeah, well, you probably heard of him, but I don't think you really know him. Yeah, it was my friend named Lester I used to live with back in the day. Him and his sister.
Oh,
yeah. Yep, so she called me. Well, she texted me, and then I called her. And me and her talked. Yeah, that's been a few weeks ago.
I think I know. Did you niggas? No, I ain't gonna say all that on that.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll have other times we gonna talk, though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yep, so I'm glad you and Mama doing good. Yep. Yeah. All right, brothers and sisters, that was my uncle. You heard him in there cracking jokes. I told he always throw a joke in there. He was talking about George Webb. We had this thing here in the Milltown. It's a baseball team. The Brewers, when they win, they give away free burgers. So I was a part of that, and I was on the news. It's here on the a channel here somewhere. And because I did a podcast where I had it on a thumbnail. And the Brewers, when they win, I think they get 12 rings. I forgot how it go, but if they win the championship, whatever, I don't know much about baseball. They get free burgers, and it was a line around the corner. These people lined up for one little bitty burger, and you heard him. I was telling him in there. He said, "How big is the burger?" Like a sauce. He said, "Man, make me want to tear the place up with that little burger." And you heard him laughing, and he do that all the time. So we had the greatest conversations, and like I said, that's where I get a lot of my humor from, because I was younger, you know, my uncle, we used to do everything together. My uncle and I, we used to go everywhere together, party and all kind of stuff. So, yep, so that's where I get, well, it comes from all of my family, but, you know, some of it from him, because I used to hang around, not hang around him, but, you know, we used to party together. You know, we used to go out of town, and, man, me and my uncle used to have a ball back in the day. So, yep, and you heard him when they're cracking jokes. Like I said, he always crack a joke, always got a sense of humor, you know. So, yeah, and you heard him, he said when me and Lord Lamont was talking about predictions, Lord Lamont be predicting stuff. He had a dream about a bunch of water. And then, as you heard in that little segment there, we had a flood here in the mill town. And Lord Lamont had a dream like 2 weeks before. And you heard my uncle on there. He said, "Well, tell Aaron it's his fault." And Lord Lamont, that's Lord Lamont, his name Aaron. He said, "Tell Lord Lamont it's his fault. We had that flood." So, you know, he always making a joke. So, be thankful for those who can have a sense of humor, you know, even laugh at their own self. Because as many of us that have a sense of humor, we always say, if we can't laugh at ourselves, you know, so, you know, we can't be, again, we stay focused and firm, but don't forget to laugh, because laughing, spell breakers, is so great, you know, and every now and then, you got to get your or get our laugh on, all right? All right, so, I'm going to get to this hip-hop break, actually, and then I'm going to come back. I got 2 more segments that I'm going to play. I'll probably play one, and then I'm going to go. Matter of fact, when I come back from the hip-hop break, I'm going to play. I'm going to speak on some names that one has. Yep. And because I got a list of them. And there are, again, salute to all sisters who are comedians. You know, get your ha 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 on. You know, why the chicken cross the road? To get to the left, to the right, or get to the other side. You know, gotta have some sense of humor, be funny in this life. You know, get to the chopper now. Get to the chopper now. That salute to Godfrey, who's a king of impressions, and who's a Pharaoh. The J. Pharaoh, another king of impressions. And I love hearing Godfrey doing Arnold Schwarzenegger. It is freaking hilarious, you know. But all right, let me get to this hip hop break. All right, let me see. And actually, that intro that I'm playing, the name of it is Clear Vision. And salute to rap fame, you know. So, yep, and that's where a lot of my beats come from. And there's a lot of great beat makers and artists on there, brothers and sisters. All right, let me see. Let me get to this hip hop break. Let me see. All right, I'll move over. The first song is Natural. You know, got to be natural. You know, like I just said, natural humor is the best. You know, when we can just be us and not being something we're not, and funny, it can be a beautiful thing. Now, this is a song I played before, but it fits with natural humor because that's what we're speaking on. Natural abilities and whatever that is. But we're speaking on comedy right now. And I'm going to come back with some names I want to list that many people adore. All right. Be back after this. Natural. Yeah. EBX. Salute to Lord Lamont, my family. Yeah. We gotta flow through life. Natural. With finesse, and do our best. Let's flow through life. Natural. With finesse, and do our best. I'ma do what I got to do, and I'm making sure that I make it through. And I want us to win up in this life. A man don't see no lose. Yeah, never be confused, man. Never be no fool. I'ma teach me, and I'ma try to teach you. Yeah, cause I listen to as I break it down and making sure I stay around. Used to be lost, but now one's found. Now I got that fire and desire. It's that great divine that I admire, and I want to lift us higher. Yeah. I'm moving through this crazy life, and if we got a husband or a wife, stay away from toxic things and no strife. Yeah. In this life, with finesse. Just do our best. We gotta flow natural. With finesse. Just do our best and forget the rest. We gotta go through life natural. With finesse. Just do our best. I'ma do my best and I stay a beast and I'm making sure that I see ya in these rhymes. And also, man, I in my speech and I keep on going off and I ain't soft. Yeah, I never be lost. Man, I try to get them divine things every time I talk. Man, I keep that my family all up in my soul. It's how I go. I stay up on my square and keep us on our toes. I never let this world get to the E. I stay who I be, making sure I got good vibrations too. We deceased in this life, with finesse, keep doing our best. We gotta flow through life natural, with finesse, and keep on doing our best. Man, we gotta flow through life natural, with finesse, and keep on doing our best. We gotta flow through life natural, with finesse, and keep on doing our best. Wake up music. Salute with finesse. Spellbreakers. In this life, Lord Lamont, family, brothers and sisters, all over the world. May that great divine protect us from ourselves and for ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. Salute. Real talk, I mean that. Y'all hear me say that a lot. Call down that great protection from that great divine for ourselves and from ourselves. Yep. All right, let's get to the next song. It's called Divine Designed. At the end of the day, be thankful if we are honorable and respectful of gifts from ourselves and others. A trillion being gifts, and laughter is one of them. It's a great quality to have. Just gotta ha 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 ha. All right, be back after this. It's called Divine Designed. At the end of the day, be back after this, and I'm gonna get to some comedians that I adore and I think are funny, and some raw, true comedians too. All right, be back after this. Divine Designed. EBX, salute, Lord Lamont, all my children, family. Thank that great divine for any gift that we have. Never take it for granted. Let's go. That divine, I'm thanking you for giving me this gift to spit a rhyme, brothers and sisters, because we're living in the world of great creator design. I'm thanking you for giving me the gift to spit a rhyme, brothers and sisters, because we're living in the world of great creator design. I never take nothing for granted. With this gift, I don't see no quit. I want your heart to be good and uplift. Yeah, in this life, watch out for the toxic twist. Keep that love, buried in our soul. Let's go. Yeah, for my family, sister, and all my bros. Yeah, it's a war out here that we can't see. Yeah, keep on going, study things to be free. Yeah, study the mind, body, and soul. Stay up in this life and never stop on the go. Yeah, keep that love and just can't stop. A positive energy, in this hip hop. Think that divine, think it divine. For giving me the gift, to spit a rhyme, brothers and sisters, because we're living in this world of great creator design. And fuck the devil, I'm moving through. I got no time to quit and don't see no lose. And yeah, my brother got me, I got you. I'm seeing clear and never ever be confused. I'm so thankful that divine all in my mind. Yeah, stay smooth and I never ever grind. I got the love, I'm buried all in my soul. Keep her on the square, man, stay up on the toes. Woo! I'm thanking you for giving me the gift to spit a rhyme, brothers and sisters, because we're living in the world of great creator design. Yeah, thanking that divine for giving me the gift, to spit a rhyme,
Because we living in a world of great divine design. Keep them going with the great divine. I keep them in my mind all of the time. I'm fierce, a raw, strong up and down my spine. I love doing this with these crisp words rhyme. And Lord Lamont, he got it too. And watch us win and then make it through. And you teach us, we teach you too. And gotta stay strong and man it make it through that divine. I'm thanking you for giving me the gift. I spit a rhyme, brothers and sisters, because we living in the world of great creator design. I'm thanking you for giving me the gift, man, to spit a rhyme, brothers and sisters, because we living in the world of great creator design.
Real talk. We living in a world of great creator and mama nature design. I always say those are the two forces that run this shit at the end of the day. All right, brothers and sisters, let's get back into it. As I said, I want to speak on some brothers that were some great comedians, you know. And let me see, I always got to get back to the old Mo to the Joe. And we're going to get back into it, brothers and sisters. Clear vision. All right, let me see. All right, let's get back into it. Thank those for riding along. Remember, don't forget to laugh, folks, and have a little fun in this life. And so let's get to some names that we pretty much know. And I also want to give a rest in peace and in power to Tiny, who played Debo in Friday. And if you go back and listen, he was very funny too. And he was a deep brother, and he was against this machine we call Hollywood. If you go back and listen to some of his older interviews, he was a deep brother. He really was. And he knew what this toxic ass machine was about. But we ain't gonna get too far into that, because we're gonna laugh today. But thank that brother for being true to himself. In my opinion, he's another one of those mysterious transitions. But everybody has to do their own research. But salute to him for being real. And again, rest in peace and in power, John Witherspoon. And salute to Chappelle for starting on a great journey that we all can learn from. Again, it's him on the banner. Probably can't see it that well on the banner. Probably better on the thumbnail, but he's our inspiration today. The young Dave Chappelle, All right, so let's get to some of these other names. I'm gonna read a few, and of course I got a couple skits, some impressions I did of my own. One called Sister Tell the Truth, and the other one is called RN Bill. And when you hear it, and I actually knew, and this is actually a Caucasian dude I did an impression of, and it's actually based on a real character. And the Sister Tell the Truth is also based on a real character, or a real person, I should say. And this dude, he used to call himself RN Bill, and he was brutally honest, and I respected that about him, so I did a little impression of him, and I'll play that on here. But let's get to some of these names. Okay, first name off the top is Ted Carpenter, who does wonderful Mike Tyson impressions. And one of his favorite skits is the one he did about if certain people were slaves, how they would react. And Richard Pryor was one of them, and Mike Tyson was one of them. He did Richard Pryor. He was talking about slaves when they first get off the boat and they try to go against the master, quotation marks. And so Richard Pryor was the first one off the boat. And this is Ted Carpenter. And go back, he was on Def Comedy Jam. And if you go back and listen to some of his old, Ted Carpenter was the truth. He was real too. And he was hilarious, funny, a lot of energy. When he did Richard Pryor, and he said how slaves would act once they get hit by that whip. He said, because there was a lot of slaves that went against slavery, that didn't want to, pick cotton or whatever, So he used Richard Pryor's voice. He said, man, I ain't doing this. Y'all know how I can't do his impressions well, but this is Ted Carpenter doing an impression of Richard Pryor. He said Richard Pryor was the first one off the boat or wherever they were getting off of. He said, man, I ain't doing this shit. He said, smack his ass with that whip. What, pal? Oh, shit. You say this is all I got to do? Shit, I don't mind helping the mother sucker. So that was Richard Pryor, which was hilarious. You have to go back and look at it. Def Comedy Jam, Ted Carpenter. Then he did Tyson. So Tyson got off the boat or wherever they got off of. Remember, these are impressions Ted Carpenter was doing. So he did Tyson. So Tyson did the same thing. He went against the slavery. So it hit him with the whip. Why, pow? Wapow! Wapow! So he did. So he did. And if you look in the audience, when Ted Carpenter did that skit, oh, he had the audience falling out. So it took 3 times for Mike Tyson to go, ow. I swear, you guys pay so fucking much. You make me so fucking mad, man. No, but it was funny. You had to hear him. But it took 3 times to hit him with the whip, you know, because in other words, he's saying Mike Tyson was so damn tough. The whip didn't hurt him till after the 3rd time. And even then, he was like, ow. So it was funny. So salute to Ted Carpenter. Anybody listening, go look that brother up. I don't know what he's doing currently. I didn't look up anything. But I always liked him. And he's one of those true blue comedians, kind of like Alex Thomas. He's another one of those true blue comedians. And I did a couple of comedy heavy hitters on Alex Thomas. One by myself and one with Lord Lamont. And I don't know which episode that was. So whatever 5 was, that'll be in the end screen. So if you click on to the 5, I'm sure the other ones will come up. But salute to Alex Thomas. If you listen to Alex Thomas, his journey to becoming a comedian, his life, it is so amazing. Alex Thomas got one of them lives that everything just clicked. He was always in the right place at the right time, and he dodged a lot of bull. His life is amazing. You have to hear that brother speak on his life, and very humble, and, you know, just a good brother all the way around, and very funny, as we know, and he loves hip-hop. So yeah, so salute to Alex Thomas. I spoke on him. I did a whole tribute to him. So yep. So salute to Ted Carpenter, who was funny. And let's move over to Mike Epps. He's hosting, I don't know if he's hosting a show. I think it's him and another brother maybe hosting a show, and I think they're doing something here in the Milltown. And it's Mike Epps, and these are comedians we've heard before: Young DC Fly, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, and others. And I think they're touring other places, but I do think Milltown is one of them. And I think if they haven't already been here, I think they're going to be here this weekend. But I did hear that on the radio. So salute to Mike Epps, who is a great brother, has done good things for his community and people. And I just stay away from the bull. That's all I can say. And Young DC Fly, I think he's funny, and he's also very wise. He dropped some jewels. Carlos Miller, savvy, funny. Chico Bean, he can be real. And I love he did Busta Rhymes' verse on an interview I saw, and he did it word for word, that song Like Me Now. And so salute to Chico Bean, who was another lover of music, real talk. So again, it's some kind of tour, and I don't want to misquote it, don't quote me, but Mike Epps is hosting it, but I think someone else is too. And it's a tour they're doing right now. Again, it's Mike Epps, Young DC Fly, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, and others. All right, so salute to those brothers who all of them are very funny. And again, I listen to comedy all the time, real talk. So all right, let's move over to Mark Curry, who don't get talked about enough. And Mark Curry is one of them brothers. He don't like Steve Harvey, and I don't really care for him either. I don't hate the brother, I don't know the brother, but I don't really care for him. And if I had to choose, I'd choose Mark Curry over Mr. Harvey. But we ain't gonna get into that. But we all seen the interview, and Mark Curry ain't no punk. Real talk. He ain't no punk. But he's a very funny brother and very authentic. You know, I love Mark Curry. Funny, man. He's one of them brothers. He can just the moment he started talking a few words, you start laughing, real talk. So salute to Mark Curry, who also hosted Def Comedy Jam. Yep, he sure did. So he was on there too. So a lot of brothers and sisters come up through Def Comedy Jam, real talk. So salute to Mark Curry. And as we know, he had his own sitcom and everything. And, you know, there's a theory out there that said Mr. Harvey copied him and stole jokes from him. He said that out his own mouth. And he wasn't pretty. You know, like I said, he a real dude. So salute to the real, to the true, to the soul comedians, real talk. Salute to Mark Curry, who was funny as all get. I love Mark Curry. All right. Let's move over, and I spoke on Marcus D. Wiley. Check him out. Very smooth. He's a Christian brother, but he's very funny. He really is. He'll catch you off guard, and he's smart. He's articulate. He's intelligent. So salute. And salute to Tony Roberts. Man, Tony Roberts is off the chain. Tony Roberts got that energy like Jim Carrey, and he is hilarious. He said this joke. I forget what city he was in, but he was talking about the homeless guy and prostitutes, and he was talking about how wherever this area he was living at, I can't remember where it was because I haven't listened to Tony Roberts in a while, but I do remember some stand-up specials. And he said the city he was living in, that the prostitutes had confidence, and he seen this prostitute sitting on a stove door with makeup on. It was hilarious, and like she was a model or something. So he hilarious. I'm sure many of us know Tony Roberts. Tony Roberts is off the chain, and he got this energy, man. Real talk. So that's another brother. And we're gonna move over to, this is an old tour, and I thought it was a new tour, but it's actually an old one. And it's Ali Sadiq, Bill Bellamy, Jay Reed, and let me see. I'm gonna go. Okay, this is the tour. This was 2013. I thought it was new, but it's not. But I did come across it. And okay, the tour was known for featuring Who's Got Jokes, All Stars, and toured major cities including Houston, Miami, Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles. Okay, and it was Ali Sadiq. Let me see, Ali Sadiq and Bill Bellamy toured together on the Ladies Night Out. That was the name of the tour, comedy tour, which launched around 2013. The tour featured Bill Bellamy as the headliner and Ali Sadiq serving as the host, and featured comedians. All right, Bill Bellamy, headliner; Ali Sadiq, host; Jay Reed, comedian. Let me see, D Lie, if I said his name right. Let's see, D. It's like D apostrophe LAI. He's a comedian, or if I'm not mistaken, I think that's a brother. But I think I know who that is. I can't pronounce that right though. D-Lay. If I said that wrong, please forgive me. Yeah, but it's D apostrophe LAI. All right. And the next one on the list is Jay Reed. I think a lot of us know who that is. Comedians sometimes credited as Jay Reed. Yep. Jay Reed. All right. The next one is Ronnie Jordan, mentioned in Teen Shout Outs. All right. Okay. The next one, last but not least, Ralph Porter. Yep. These are all the comedians that were on that tour called Ladies Night Out. And I watched some of it. And we all know Ali Sadiq is funny. Y'all hear me talk about him a lot. And he has Marcus D. Wiley. He presented him on his platform. And another brother that he always promoting comedians on his channel. Salute to Ali Sadiq for that. True brother. Real talk. So those are some brothers I wanted to speak on, and some comedians. And we're going to move over to AJ Jamal, which is very funny. He came through Def Comedy Jam. Robert Perry, very hilarious. Again, Joe Torre, he hosted Def Comedy Jam at one time. And Guy Torre, which is very hilarious. And Guy Torre played on Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. And he one had that funny laugh. I don't know why he laughed like that. He was Radio in Life, if you remember. That's who Guy Torre is. He looked just like his brother too. And they both funny, hilarious. And remember, Joe Torre hosted Def Comedy Jam, so you had to go back and look at some of the old specials. And of course, John Witherspoon was on Def Comedy Jam too, and he was very hilarious. He even did a rap session in one of his settings. So, and rest in peace and in power to Tiny. I can't remember what his last, but we know the guy that played Debo. Rest in peace and in power to him. He was funny too, and he was a very deep brother. He really was. He knew himself. He was true. But some people don't know that. They just see him as this figure on TV and don't know the depths of how real that brother really was. He was what you would call a gentle giant. He really was. So salute to that man. He left a righteous impact, and that's important. Because I always say, folks, we all could be an ancestor one day. So again, this is get your laugh on or get our laugh on. And like I said, spell breakers, laughing can be so great. It soothes the soul. Lord Lamont, we get our laugh on too through our challenges, and I'll keep those updated when I get in touch with Lord Lamont, because I haven't spoke to him in a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna get to let me see, I'm gonna play, Sister Tell the Truth, just a little segment of it. Then I'm gonna play RN Bill. And these are both impressions of real people that I have met back in the day. All right. So let me see. The first one is I gotta get it set up here. Let me see. And don't forget, folks, listen to some comedy. Laugh, you know? You gotta laugh, all right? All right, let me see. Here we go, folks. I'm gonna play it, just a little small segment of it. And this is on my channel actually. EBX interviews Sister Tell the Truth. And like I said, these are real people that I actually know. All right, so we're gonna get to it and see. I don't know where it's at. It's just gonna start talking. So okay, here we go, brothers and sisters. Right, here we go. We just gonna add to humanity and/or culture. So I'm gonna welcome in Sister Tell the Truth. So what you think about things that's going on in this world, and you know, you got the celebs and the politics, and you got social media and media. I always like to separate the two, you know, social media from the media. So what you think about, you know, things just swirling around us, personal lives, ourselves, and how the present look and you know, and how the future may be. Well, you know, I'm Sister Tell the Truth, you know, by the way, and I'm breaking in on the scene, and I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be last. I'm the last part of the real sisterhood, real sister, real woman. You know what I mean? And these sisters, you know, I ain't gonna say too much, but just you have to be, like you say, brother EBX, gotta be in alignment with that great divine. I ain't trying to take your stuff. I'm just saying it like you say. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean, my sister. Sisters tell the truth is what the fuck I do. And you don't like when I cuss? Get your ass on. But you know what? Sisters tell the truth is gonna do what it do. Now, if we don't want certain things to come to us in the wrong fucking way, don't send it out in the wrong fucking way. Okay, it's that simple. Now, what I have learned from listening to you, Brother EBXCARES, we gotta keep it simple. And it's not just you. It's a lot of brothers and sisters out here that's speaking the truth. Like Sisters Tell the Truth. You know what I mean? Salute, salute, salute. And but what does it take to get to that inner truth? EBX? I don't know. You tell me what it take. You gotta go the fuck within. And I don't mean to cuss, but cuss words is like a punctuation. But take the word curse out of there. It just put punctuation. Damn. Where you get all this? Damn, you intelligent. Yes. But it's not what we say or how we say. It's how we think before we say it. You know what I mean? Sister Truth. It's what the fuck I do. All right. Yeah. And I said, like I said, I actually know somebody like that. Actually works on a job, and yeah, and she don't care. She speak her mind, you know, but funny, you know. All right. Now we're gonna get into RN Bill. This is another impression of my own of a person I actually know. So we're gonna get into it, and gonna get back to some little how would I call it, affirmation jokes. So we're gonna read a couple of affirmation jokes, and salute to all those brothers I read, and again salute to Chappelle for staying on his journey and being an example to all of us as well. You know, it's coming through comedy, but we all know Dave Chappelle, he don't bite his tongue. So salute to all comedians who come through Def Comedy Jam, brother or sister, male or female. All right, let's listen to RN Bill. Like I said, this is an actual person I actually knew, and he was brutally honest, but he was funny too. All right, be back after this.
This redneck Bill, and we gonna interview I don't know what's his name, PBX.
No, it's EBX.
Oh, goddamn it, my goddamn bad. I didn't hear I didn't mean that. Okay, is EBXCARES?
No, it's EBXCARES, you dumb.
Hold on, wait a minute. Who the hell you calling them? That's why I cut your ass off, goddamn it. EBXCARES. Okay, EBXCARES. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Redneck Bob. We got EBXCARES. We gonna interview. You know what? I like us colored folk, I used didn't like colored folks until I met this goddamn EBX Cares. That's the most motivational EBX Cares. Man, I'm telling you, man, you live my goddamn spirits. I usually didn't even like colored people. You know what I'm saying? Hot damn, but I'm glad I met you though, EBA Cares. Hey, you live my spirits. I hear you speaking on them goddamn videos. You be playing that goddamn music. I ain't got no goddamn rhythm, but I like your goddamn music, EBS Cares. So Oh, I'm sorry, EBS Cares. I was supposed to be interviewing you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, EBS Cares. I wanted to know, what started you doing your music and doing your motivational podcast? Things like that of that goddamn nature.
Well, I just, I like to lift people's spirit, when you've been through the tough times and you become wise, you do different things that come in your spirit when you listen to that divine. And that divine sent me the spirit of teaching what I have learned in life and passing it on to others. And teaching comes in many gifts. It can come in music, teaching. It's just, we all have different gifts. We all just have to search them. It's just, mine's is writing music, motivational videos, and whatever I can do to lift a brother or sister.
Well, hot damn. Now you see why I like colored folk. I told you I used didn't like them colored folk. See this, tell you this brother right here. This is like Redneck Bill. You heard it from me. That was EBX Cares. I'm telling you. Make sure you subscribe and listen to his channel. I'm telling you, he's ready. He's ready, y'all. He's ready. He's here to break these goddamn curses in this goddamn world. These wicked motherfuckers. But
all right, I call them dual characters, and that was the actual video, and it wasn't just the audio actually showed my face, but it was like a dual character, and I showed one of them with like my regular self, and then then it switched. It's like flip to the next. It's two different scenes. Like I said, a dual character. Then it flips to a crazy, and it's RN Bob. I thought it was Bill, and it showed me with a crazy hat on, and I'm looking crazy. But yeah, and salute to Queen Maya Rogers, because I think she commented on that video. Yeah, and I actually know a Caucasian dude like that, and he was brutally honest. So that's where I got the impression of that character from, because Brother E got a little humor too. I can be a little silly and goofy. Don't be afraid of our humor, brothers and sisters. So like I said, spell breakers, laughing can be great. All right, so thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX discussion, and I'll be keeping those updated on Lord Lamont. I haven't heard from him. I gotta make sure he all right. I haven't heard from him. He didn't text me or anything. So, and we were supposed to do a show yesterday, and but we'll get to it, and yep, let me see. Now, I want to read, I call them affirmation jokes, and I got to find, let me see. Here we go. Okay, affirmation jokes. And they're not no real funny jokes. They're just, just jokes to loosen up a little bit. And like I say, get your laugh on or get our laugh on. And again, salute to Dave Chappelle, the experiences and the power he brought to this world through his comedy. And this is episode 6, and again I put 5 in the end screen, and in that one when my uncle and I were speaking, where I spoke on Michael Jackson, and that'll be in the end screen, because his Michael Jackson, the video from Stranger in Moscow, I got a depiction of that on the banner and or thumbnail, and that will be in the end screen, because that's the one my uncle and I spoke on. All right, I'm gonna do a couple affirmation jokes, I like to call them, and then I'm gonna salute you divine warriors on to your divine life. All right, and again, laughing spell breakers is so great when we get that hearty belly aching laugh, like ooh yeah, man, we crying, that kind of laughing. We need that in our life. All right, couple of like I said, affirmation jokes, and I'm just gonna salute your divine warriors on to your divine life. All right, let's go. This is a joke. This is actually called daddy jokes. All right. My girlfriend left me because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Looks like tonight I'll be Han Solo. That's kind of dope. All right, that was the first one. Okay, I want to read that one more time. My girlfriend left me because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Looks like tonight I'll be Han Solo. That's kind of dope. All right, let's go on to let me see. I think I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to salute. My funny sometimes and great warriors on. All right. Laughing is great spell breakers. Let's go. Never leave alphabet soup on the stove and then go out. It could spell disaster. See, it's corny, but it's corny, but kind of funny. Okay, one more for the road. All right, here we go. My doctor told me to eat more Taco Bell. Well, he actually said less McDonald's, but I'm pretty sure I know what he meant. Wow, my doctor told me to eat more Taco Bell. Well, he actually said less McDonald's, but I'm pretty sure I know what he meant. Okay, one more. I gotta do one more. Okay, one more. That one was all right. That wasn't as funny as the other two. I gotta make up. All right, here we go. My friend decided to get a face tattoo of his favorite Star Wars character. You should have seen the look on his face. Let me see. My friend decided to get a face tattoo of his favorite Star Wars character. You should have seen the look on his face. Not look, Luke. Wow, ain't that something? See, I can say corny, but funny. Yeah, those two weren't as funny as the other ones. The other ones were a little funny, but just a little something, you know. And but I want to go back to that one. That one was the funniest. I'm gonna leave everybody with that one. That was the funniest. Okay. My girlfriend left me because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Looks like tonight I'll be Han Solo. That's so funny. Yep. So yeah, I just wanted to read some jokes and loosen people up. And again, we never lose focus and we stay vigilant. But every now and then, laugh. Don't let us. We gonna stay deep. We ain't gonna lose that because we've been through too much as brothers and sisters and generals out here. But don't let ourselves become too deep where we don't laugh and enjoy our lives. Like that segment where my uncle and I were just having a conversation, talking. You know, be funny. You know, like those reels I did. You know. And again, salute to all those brothers I named and all brothers and sisters who are comedians and true to themselves. And never forget to laugh, brothers and sisters. And that goes to brother, sister, family in the world and online. And know that we are humans and not no dang on robot. Real talk. So, yep. And again, that was just some characters. I wasn't trying to offend nobody or nothing, but those are just characters of real people I actually met. Because it's beautiful when we meet funny people, but also real. And again, this has been comedy heavy hitters. You know, get our laugh on. You know, get your laugh on or get our laugh on. And this is episode 6, brothers and sisters. Because, man, as we know, and many of us have had friends and times we can remember that just made us laugh and fall out on the floor, man. So laughing is great spell breakers. So don't forget that. Salute.